What's going on, guys? So for today I'm going to show you all the easiest 5 tricks for beginners that you can learn at a skate park. And I'm going to go ahead and start off by apologizing for the audio. I'm sorry I don't really have that great of a mic. I'm trying to work on that, so just bear with me for the time being. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Okay guys, so for the first trick, that's probably the easiest thing that I can think of to learn at a skate park, is just dropping in the bowl. Now, like, I know a lot of beginners that I see like at the park, like they think it's some like really scary thing, but it's actually really easy. The only thing you have to look out for is make sure it's not pool coping. That can make it a little more difficult at first, and it's not a huge quarter. So just something like maybe a 3, I think this is a 4-foot quarter, and it's perfect because all you have to do is pretty much roll straight in with your cranks flat. So as long as your sprocket isn't huge, like most like beginner level BMX bikes have a pretty normal size sprocket, 25 tooth. But as long as you roll in with your cranks flat like this, you shouldn't have to worry about bottoming out. You should just be able to roll in. That's it. I'll show you what that looks like. This is all it is. Just okay, so pretty much alright, so there's an easy way to check if you're gonna be able to roll into a quarter or not. All you have to do is go up to the quarter you're gonna roll into and just like hold on to your back. So I say grab your seat and just kind of put it over the edge. Here, I'll show you what that looks like too. Okay, so to check if you're gonna be able to roll into a quarter, just grab, say, your handlebar and your seat. You're just gonna stand right next to the quarter and just make sure your cranks are level. But just like kind of drop it in there like this. And I can see right now that I'm gonna be able to do this because it's not hitting anything. So I can know that if I just roll up to it and go in, that I'm not gonna have any problems. So I'm rolling up to it, keep my feet flat, go straight in, boom. Alright guys, and that's pretty much it for dropping in. Like I said, if you want to go watch that other how to, find that link down in the description. The easiest trick, I don't know if it's the second easiest trick, but it's definitely in the top 5, but since I'm over here now, I'm going to do it next. It's getting out of the bowl. So I've seen a lot of kids that they learn how to drop in, but then they'll stop and have to pick up their bike, get somebody to take it from them and pull it out of the bowl, when it's really not that hard to get out. So I'll show you all the easiest way that I learned how to do it, and hopefully get y'all doing it within a couple hours. Okay, so this is gonna be the quarter that I'm gonna be using because it's pretty much the main fly out at the skate park. The reason I chose this is I know some skate parks, this is about as shallow as it gets, so I don't want to go do it on like a 3 or 4 foot quarter and have y'all being like, well, that's not gonna work on mine because mine's a lot bigger. This works pretty much the same for every single one, guys. I promise you can do it. You just have to get the speed and commit to doing it. So the first step, obviously, of getting out of a bowl is I wouldn't try getting out of a bowl until you can drop in. You're just really gonna need that speed from dropping in to be able to get out. And the way I would do it is I would find a straightaway. So like that quarter that I just showed you how to drop in on is right over there. So what I did whenever I first learned, I just drop in, take a pedal or two, and then just go out right here. That way I didn't have to worry about pumping and stuff because I wasn't very good at pumping yet. And that's pretty much the only things you're really gonna need to know how to do is just drop in and then crank at it. Whenever you're going up the quarter, you're pretty much just gonna keep like a really neutral body position. You're not gonna wanna straighten your arms or really suck forward or anything. And I wouldn't even try really hopping out, just try to ride straight out the first couple times that you do it. So I'll give you a few examples right now. All right guys, so this is all you're gonna have to do. Just gonna roll in here, take a crank. Roll in, take one pedal. Boom. Alright, now I kind of hopped out on that, but I'm not going to do it. So this is probably exactly what's going to look for your first pedal. And even if you case All right, so if you watch that last one back, you can can see that my back tire cased like coming out a little bit, so I landed. My back tire was kind of like that. That's perfectly fine, guys. As long as you like still make it out of the quarter, it's not a big deal. It's a pretty easy fix. So that's progress though. Like as long as you're getting out of the quarter, then you're making progress. I'll show you a few other angles. Alright guys, and that's pretty much it for coming out of the bowl. If you don't have a straightaway, just find somewhere that you can take like the least amount of turns. So like, say you have to drop in, take a turn, and then get a pedal or two in, that's still perfect. And if you do want to pump around the bowl, if you feel comfortable doing that, that works too. I'm just showing you the easiest way to like doing it so you can learn it within like an hour. So that's about it for flying out of the bowl. Okay guys, so I'm actually back on a different day to the skate park to film the rest of these tips. I got done filming that second one the other day, and a group of people showed up and were riding right when I was filming, so I just decided to come back another day so it wasn't super noisy. I already know the mic's pretty bad as is, so I didn't want to make it any worse for y'all. So, resuming where we left off, the third easiest trick at your skate park is just going to be getting on and off of stuff. So like, we're going to use this ledge. So it really depends on the height for this, whether you can bunny hop or not. For the lower stuff, I'm going to teach you something that works for almost everything. And then for the little bit higher stuff, you're probably going to have to learn how to bunny hop to get on there, or just start on it or something else. But let's go ahead and do the first thing. Alright, so to get on this, whenever I first started riding and I didn't really know like how to bunny hop and stuff very well, all I would do is I just pick my manual my front tire up kind of like this and get it on there, and then once I got towards it, I would just kind of scoop my back leg up on it. And then after that, whenever you go off, you just have to kind of make sure that you push out, but you're not leaning over your bike, like the front of your bike really far, because if you do, you're just going to go straight to your face. It's not going to be fun. So it'll look a little like this coming. So it might be a little weird at first doing this. I know it can be kind of hard to get that like back scoop, like scooping your back end up method. Like it's kind of weird at first, but once you figure it out, it shouldn't be too bad. You can kind of rely on it just kind of bumping you up for the first couple times. You'll need to get your back tire up a little bit, and the ledge should be able to do the rest. But yeah, definitely don't just pick up your front tire and run into it. That probably won't work out too well. But yeah, whenever you come off, just make sure that you push out. Like, you're going to want to pull back, kind of like a manual, whenever you go off, but like you want to time it to where both of your tires land at the same time, or your back tire just a little bit before the front tire. You don't want to go off and land super nose heavy, because then you're probably going to get a little squirrely and it's not going to be comfortable. It'll be a little scary, so just try to land at the same time. That's pretty much it for the third one. Okay, and the next one is of course doing gaps. So most, if not all, skate parks have some sort of gap, and pretty much everybody, ever since I started riding, I always wanted to do this too, but I was always kind of scared, and I didn't really know like how to go about doing it until like, I don't know, probably a couple weeks later went by and I started realizing that I didn't have to jump the whole thing to start trying it. So what I mean by that is, like, yes, you're not going to want to go try to jump this if you just started riding a couple weeks ago and you're not very confident in your bunny hop. You don't want to like case that and shoot over your bars. So what you can do, this doesn't apply to every single gap, but like stuff like this, or I'll show you another one here in a minute. They have like parts where you can go off to the side and land on flat. If you can do that, that's going to help you a lot with like the nerves to go try the actual. So what I started doing is I would just come up here, I would take like the higher side first, and then I would jump like this. So I would jump to the flats, and then with this one specifically, I started trying to jump with this like bottom corner, so that way if I cased, I was only casing like 2 or 3 inches of something. It kind of stopped me a little bit, but it wouldn't throw me over my bars or mess up my wheel or anything. So like, just build it up like little bit by little bit. You're gonna have to know how to bunny hop, so that might be a little difficult for some people who are like literally just riding a skate park for the first time. But yeah, this one will take a little bit more commitment than like dropping in and going out of bowls and stuff. This is probably the hardest tip I've showed y'all yet, but it's still a very essential thing to know, like early on when you're riding a park. It'll be a lot of fun to just jump gaps and stuff if you just start riding a skate park. So I'd recommend trying it. Like just try to find some gap that goes to like flat, and just jump off to the side of it, and land on the flat ground before you start going for the whole thing. I'll show you that. Yeah. So that's what it should look like the first couple times you try it, and just slowly start moving up. But now I'm going to show you the whole gap. I'm just going to do like a quick how to do 180s. I've already posted a like full length how to on 180s, but they were only hop, so I'm going to focus a little more on like out of a bowl. But if you want to learn hop 180s, I'll post that link down in the description. You can go watch that how to. But starting off, obviously you're going to have to be comfortable dropping in and coming out of the bowl, like we discussed in those first two tips. And then now you're going to have to be comfortable getting a decent amount of air and getting ready to do the 180, obviously. So the keys to 180, just kind of going over it a little quickly, is like you're going to come out and you're going to want to look over the shoulder that you're going to want to turn. So, and I'd recommend basing that off of what foot you ride forward. It'll make it a lot easier down the road to learn other tricks like bar spin 180s and stuff like that. So since I'm right foot forward, I'm going to turn to my left. And if you're left foot forward, you should turn to your right. It'll just make it a lot easier in like grinds and spins out of grinds and stuff later on. It'll make a lot more sense and save you a lot of trouble later on. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to get a decent amount of speed, not too fast that you're going to be like flying like 2 or 3, like a couple feet out of the bowl. Like you're going to want to go pretty slow at first, and then just start trying the rotation, but go like little bit by little bit. So like first time, try to land like 90-ish. This is why you don't want to go too fast, is you want to be able to like land and stop and not be falling over your bike. So just kind of try to pop more upwards than out, and then just slowly kind of keep going for it. And then also, if you're going to 180, you're going to need to know how to fakie. So I have another video showing you how to do that on a free coaster. So if you ride a free coaster and you know how to fakie, I'll post that link in the description as well. But it's pretty much just like you're going to want to do like a little bit of progressions of like little bit by little bit. So start landing 90 and try to land like a little bit past that and then a little more. And then once you get it past like 145 degrees, you're gonna start rolling out like backwards. So that's when you need to know how to fakie. And if you don't know how to fakie yet, go watch that video or go watch some other video explaining how to do it on cassette. Because that's like the hardest part about doing a 180. That's another reason why I said this. Another reason that I said this is like once you get like 180s here, you can do it on so many different things. If you can do a 180, like just 180, try it on a bank. That way you don't have to do the fakie. That's a good way to learn how to just get the rotation. But I'm going to show you a quick 180 out of the bowl and see if I can think of any more tips. So I'll go ahead and slow-mo that so you can see all the like movements that my body's doing, but pretty much, guys, the only thing that there is my head like looking. So you're going to come out, kind of push through, and then your body's just going to do a gradual turn and turn where your head's looking. So that's like the main thing. If you aren't getting your rotation all the way around, it's because your head isn't turned where you're looking or where you want to go. So if you're under rotating, make sure you focus on where you're looking at. You want to look directly forward. I know it can be kind of scary landing backwards, but you'll get used to it. So that's pretty much it, guys. I'm apologizing for the weed eaters over here. They're being really loud, but I hope these tips help. And if y'all have any questions or anything else, just go ahead and let me know down in the comments and I'll try to address them. I know this last how-to was kind of quick on the 180 part, but like I said, if you want to get like all the in-depth stuff, go watch that other video on either the 180 or how to fakie. That should help you a bunch. Alright guys, thanks for watching.